After the massive second bull run, it's time for a small battle, where I'll be relying on my defensive terrain to withstand a push by a rather huge army. So, I'll drop the 2 points into economics and hold off on buying any armaments or officers for now. As for the stage itself, it's going to allow me the use of 13 brigades, but only 8 of them will be chosen by me at the start. So, as is often the case, I'm going to have to tailor my corps to make sure I get exactly the 13 brigades I want. Which isn't actually true. Despite what the game says here, you get to bring 14 brigades, as the reinforcement phase will have 6 show up, not 5. Good thing you guys have this handy dandy guide available, right? Let me go ahead and do that, be back in a bit. Alright, Daniel Hill has been replaced as 1st Corps leader by recently recovered Albert Johnston. While not yet a 3-star general like Hill, he does pack the infantry specialist trait, and I'll be using a lot of infantry this stage. My 14 brigades are as follows: 4 cannons, 2 of the close support variety, and 2 long-range batteries, one of the newer recruits with the 10-pound parrots, and the other the experienced Tredegar-packing Sylvestron. Snipers will also be present, but it won't be the Snipesmers. I want to get the other sniper teams some training this time, and this stage has the perfect corridor for sniping with them, so I may as well take advantage. And for the infantry, it will be both 111 and 112 sniper infantry teams, 122 mid-range, and 5 scrubtastic squads, one of which will be led by a fairly experienced general. After the Second Battle of Bull Run, the Federal Army is reforming its force at Centerville. You are on a mission to lead a part of your army around the Yankees' right flank, get behind the Union position, and cut off their line of retreat. While your troops are resting near Chantilly, the patrol spotted 2 Federal divisions approaching from the south. You know, saying it's my goal to cut off lines of retreat from an army whose randomly encountered forces heavily outnumber my available army is rather amusing. General, 2 Yankee divisions are marching from the south to attack you. Deploy your men and repel the attackers. Quickly secure the good ground on your flanks to not allow them to pass through. Reinforcements are on their way to assist you. Let me deploy my army first here before I give the stage overview. I want to get the defensive positions in on the screenshot, but they don't show up till after I hit go. And here they are now. There are 5 defensive points in this stage. 1 is in the house here, and its defensive bonus is completely terrible. The 4 points in the woods, however, have fairly decent bonuses, at 100% cover and some other stuff. Using these points can be beneficial to your strategy should they come under heavy fire, and whether or not you use them is personal choice. The only one I'll be using is the bottom left one, and even then only to house a skirmish detachment to keep the enemy skirmish team off my objective point. But the 2 spots in the north are really up to the situation. As the units I'll have there are scrub teams, I'll tend towards just using the forest cover instead of the designated positions, just so that I can do more outgoing damage. As for the battle itself, your reinforcements arrive from here, and rather quickly. They show up as the game timer hits 15:03, which means mere seconds after the battle starts in real time. However, that very small amount of time, and the fact that they are coming from the map edge is enough to not allow them to get involved in the opening maneuver of this map. That's how close the timings are for this stage. The enemy force starts with 3 skirmish teams that start in these spots. Then, at 15:18, 2 divisions will spawn, consisting of 2 full-sized cannon batteries here, and infantry groups at these spots. And then 1 more infantry brigade that will pop in here at 15:27. My infantry units are 1,500 to 2,000 men apiece. Every single enemy infantry group will be 3,000 men. While that does mean the AI is well past the 1,800 man ideal damage threshold, it also means that they can afford to take significant losses at no reduction to fighting power, as well as being an absolute beast in melee. So what we need to do is both assert our defensive position and try to reduce the amount of enemy manpower we have to deal with. And to do that, I'll be doing this. To start with, the 4 infantry and lone long-range cannon I start the game with will head south to these positions at a full sprint, and the 2 scrub teams will split off skirmish groups to head this way and deal with the lone enemy skirmish team that starts by the lower left flag. The infantry here will be one of the scrub teams, and the 3 here are another scrub, the mid-range, and a sniper team. If you position them exactly where I did pre-fight and move them at a full sprint, they will arrive here exactly as the enemy divisions spawn in. Which means that, if done correctly, the first thing the enemy's far left brigade will see as it spawns in is 3 infantry brigades firing directly into its face. You need to make sure the other scrub brigade runs to this spot to prepare to receive the main enemy force after no more than a couple volleys, which should be fine as the enemy brigade should break and retreat in this direction after getting thusly pounded. Once they do, you can have the mid-range squad take up a spot here, and the sniper group holding this area at the map edge. Both of these squads will be responsible for stopping any enemy brigade that attempts to come around the stream, and the sniper team, while not actively doing that, can also push up a bit to take shots at whoever is currently engaged with this scrub group. The long-range cannon should set up shop here, because forest or no, cannons have terrible stealth. If the enemy somehow manages to lose sight of all of the defenders in the woods, then the cannons they brought to this area might want to fire at your cannons, which is not ideal. But the farther away they are, the less damage they'll take, as well as them being less likely to be targeted in the first place. The northern group is going to hold the northern forest, but first it needs to clear the existing skirmishers out without chasing them into our open midfield. Bear with me, this next part is a mouthful. For this plan, the scrub group that isn't the one with the hyper-experienced leader will split a skirmish team off right at the start to go this way. The regular scrub team and the sniper team will both move to this spot, then turn south while holding fire, and get all up in the grills of the enemy skirmishers here before opening fire. As for the super-led scrub team, they will head all the way to the right and set up in these woods. Try to angle them so that they get a cover bonus of at least 70%, then give them the hold ground orders. They will basically have one job this map, and that's to hold off the Union latecomer. Sadly, the timing and position of said latecomer prevents us from doing to this brigade what we did to the bottom left one. We simply don't have the time. When the reinforcements arrive, send the scrub infantry to this spot and have them split off a skirmish team. Both that one and the one that's been holding here will then head to where these 2 skirmishers are to relieve them. These 2 will then reform with their parent brigades because they are really going to need the manpower. The incoming sniper skirmish squads will take up spots here and then wait for the enemy forces to come into range. And the incoming artillery will send the other long-range battery to join the first one here, and the 2 short-range groups will back up the line here. Depending on how the Union spreads out, any of these 4 brigades may end up as the stage's damage sponge, so plan your officer assignment accordingly. That's the play, so time to unpause. One other thing to say as I'm getting people into position. I screwed up the deployment, and the cannon I have with the starting southern team is a short range that I moved to where I want the long range groups to go. I figured it out pretty quickly, but if you eagle-eyed viewers caught me redirecting this guy, It wasn't because of me reacting to any tactical situation as it developed, it was because I'm just fixing my mistake after clicking the wrong icon at the stage's start. Derp. Wasn't worth reloading and re-recording the stage though, so you'll just get to see my mistake on display. Forgive the pausing that I will be doing this video. I'm going to be fine-tuning where I put my units, sometimes with very specific directional facing, before I give them hold ground orders, and I don't want them to rotate away before I can make the appropriate clickety-clicks. Well, shoot. My expensive sniper team is out in front and took that first volley. If that keeps up, this map is going to be costly even if I do keep my total casualties comparatively low. As nice as it is to take free shots, I really need to get this scrub team up to the top of the woods now. You know, I'm loath to expend my expensive brigades, but right now there's nothing between my guys and the two huge Union batteries. A bit hesitant on the decision making, but really I just need to go for this. It will cost me a bit on my expensive brigades, but hammering all of the Union artillery in the entire map is worth it. this point, the remaining cannons have managed to rejoin the rest of the Union force. I don't want to have my sniper squad follow them farther in and risk one of the enemy infantry teams turning around to greet them. Still, one of their 2 batteries is destroyed, and the other has been dropped to a quarter of its starting size. Their cannons are no longer my concern. And now that their cannons have fled, let's give this guy a Confederate sandwich. Oh, he's running away from all his friends, towards a map border, which means I get to chase him down. Works for me. At this point, I've equalized the numbers, and the Union are in the midst of a panic. If I had just an extra game hour, I could turn this into a total army rout. But as the stage ends at 1930, I'm going to have to settle for just whittling them down without making a reckless charge. And it's done. The Union lost just shy of 15,000 men from my losses of just shy of 2,000. A single Union brigade stopped this from being a perfectly lopsided kill board, but, you know, I'll take it. Our lone fallen officer was the lowest one we had, and 5 promotions are there to make up for it, including 3 major generals. Nice take of guns, including some of the infantry sniper Lorenzes, and some of the nice for mid-range 10-pound ordnance cannons too. I checked after the recording ended, and the cost to replace the several hundred men of the 3 elite brigades was about $35,000 for veterans. I can afford that. I'll apply the point to economy before I forget, and then call it a video. You guys just saw a marathon last stage, may as well give you a nice short one to recover with. Later.